This guy. This guy. Hey, what's going on, world? Once again, we are here for another Sunday Book Talk Live, special Father's Day edition. First off, happy Father's Day to all of the fathers, the amazing fathers out there. Um, and I want you all to say hello to my legacy. Tell them, don't tell me.
Hello there.
All right, my legacy, Mr. Zayden Mack. Um, so the reason we call this the Father's Day edition, obviously we're still gonna give you some nuggets, we're still gonna give you some tips, but one of the beautiful things. Come on in the. They can barely see you. There we go. One of the beautiful things about and again, my name is Ray Destin Jr. I am your host, the founder of the book Business of Books Mastermind Program. And Ed said, "What's up, Zay? You see the comments?" Yeah. So I am the founder of the Business of Books Mastermind Program, and every week we want to come to you and share some tips with you about helping you become a published author, become a successful author, and just give you some strategies. But today is more, I really want to focus on your legacy, right? We know that there's a lot of things going on in this world, and one of the beautiful things that I've had the privilege of doing is spending this summer with my amazing son. So I got a story that I want to go back and share with you all, and it starts actually around 2010. So 2010, my son was, how old are you then? 2 years old. 2 years old, and I was in the middle of making some changes in my life between jobs. Started so bumped into a great friend of mine who's my mentor, Saul Paul, and thank you, Kay. And Saul Paul was on the street. We're at South by Southwest. He's passing out flyers, and as he's passing out these flyers, one of the things on there said motivational speaker, and I said, "Yo, how do I get in?" Because I've been going to Toastmasters. I've been doing my due diligence. I know that there is something more for me than what I've been doing. He said, "I tell you what, this Thursday I actually have an event over at JJAEP, the Juvenile Justice Alternative Education Program, and I'm doing an hour presentation. I give you 10 minutes." So he gave me 10 minutes to do the presentation. And after the presentation, bruh, he said, what do you have to leave behind for the people? Say, do you have any marketing materials, anything like that? I was like, nah, I'm good. What's going on, Brother Robert? I said, I don't have any marketing materials. I'm just getting started. He said, you have any flyers, any CDs? I said, no, I don't have any of that. He said, any video? I said, bruh, I'm just starting. What do I need? He said, well, can you write or anything like that? I said, yeah, I actually can. I said, I write poetry. And he said, I said, I can write a poem and I can share that. He said, nah, man. He said, one poem is not going to be enough to leave behind with your crowds. So I said, what can I said, you know what? I can write a book. He said, yeah, that's a good start. And so I started working on my book, and I told him I'd have it done in 2 weeks. Y'all can't see my fingers. I said 2 weeks, and he said cool. And it was just this kind of a chuckle that he gave me after he said that. After I said that 2 weeks, well, 2 weeks actually turned into 5 years. 5 years later, my son, who was 2 at that point, was actually. How old were you when my book was published?
7.
He was 7 years old. And at 7 years, thank y'all for the Happy Father's Day. He, at 7 years old, was when my book was finally published. He had seen me go through a lot of life, and I mean a lot of life, the good, the bad, the ugly, the in between. And one of the things was now I actually have this book in hand. So I'm opening my first box of books. And as I'm opening my first box of books, I look across and there's this look of pride, this look of admiration, this look of joy. And my son says to me,
I want to do that too.
he said, I want to be an author and a speaker too, Dad. My heart was filled with joy, and as tough as I am, I had to draw that tear back, because of the pride that happened after everything had gone on. So we started working, and Byron said hello. You remember Byron from softball? Byron, how you say it? Well, we started working on his book, and his is actually a children's book, called Zayden's Awesome Adventures. When we finished the book, he would have been published by the age of 8, but we had to find the right illustrator to make sure that his book was done with excellence as well. So guess what happens April of 2017? April of 2017, my son, this young man sitting right next to me, becomes a published author. His book is now available on Amazon. It's available on Lulu.com, Barnes and Nobles, eBay. His book is everywhere. Everywhere books are sold, this young man is now an author. So, do you want to share anything about your story with them, about your journey? And how old are you now?
12.
12. Talk to him. So I'm actually going to take some time and ask my son, about his journey as far as being an author, some of the things that he's done, that he's had an opportunity to do. And by the way, don't get it twisted. My son is also a paid motivational speaker as well. And he's only, how old?
12.
12. All right. So what made you want to write a book?
Does it kind of look like fun?
It looked like fun. Tell me a little bit about your book. What is it about? Stop being shy. And y'all he is extremely sleepy. My son is more of a night owl than most adults. I want to say he probably went to sleep about 6 or 7 this morning. So y'all give him some grace. So tell me about your book. What's your book about?
It's a story about how I went to the store.
How you went to the store? What happened during your adventures in the store?
I met a kid named Brad, and then I got lost.
You got lost? You gotta speak up though.
Mhm.
You gotta speak up because I don't think I can barely hear you. So I know you're sleeping. So for those who I actually coach, if y'all think I'm tough on y'all, I'm even tougher on this one because this is my legacy. This is the one who will carry the torch long after the business is a multi-million-dollar business. This is going to be the CEO and the one who runs the show. So your book is about the story of going to the store and getting lost. And you said it looked like fun. What inspired you to follow through on it?
Because you did.
Because I did. Bottom line. So I want to share something with y'all from my heart to yours. As an author, a lot of times we get into this place where we're scared that nobody's going to hear our story, that it's not going to impact anybody, that it is not going to make a difference in anybody else's life, that it's going to just sit on the shelf. Well, guess what? The fact that I got out of my own way allowed my son, my legacy, to follow in my footsteps, right? And I say that to each of you because if you have that book in your heart, if you have something that you want to share with the world, then by all means, get it out of you. It may be the story of triumph. It may be a story of defeat. It may be the story of how you made it out of corporate America into your own business. It may be the story of how growing up you were bullied and you had to overcome that. It may be the story of how you overcame a critical disease. Whatever the case is, there's a story that's locked inside of you, and it has a kind of a butterfly effect. You writing your story, you writing your book, whether it's fact, whether it's a fiction book, whether it's a book of motivation, whether it's a book about your life, whatever the story is that you're writing, it's going to impact somebody. The very first person that your book will impact is yourself, because it's going to change you through the process. The things that you're writing about are changing you as you're going through the writing process. It's drawing something out of you that you did not know was inside of you. The very next person or group of people that it will affect are those closest to you. And the person who's closest to me and the person who I live and breathe for and would die for is this young man right here, my son, who is watching you and waiting on you to get out of your own way. Get out of your own way, because if there's a story that's locked inside of you, it's there for a reason, right? I'm a firm believer in God. I believe that God doesn't do anything by accident, that everything is done on purpose. And he placed a dream, he placed the desire to write that book inside of your heart for a reason. The first person it's going to impact is you. The next set of people it's going to impact are those closest to you, usually your family. And if you have kids, believe me, they're watching everything. They're watching every move you make, every step that you take. And when you tell them to do one thing and you do the exact opposite, you can do anything in this world. You can follow your dreams, and you aren't taking that step. And you've been telling them for the last 2 to 5 to 10 to 20 years, man, I'm going to write this book. They stop believing, and they stop believing not only in themselves, they stop believing in the words that you say, because you aren't following through on what you say. I know a lot of us grew up in the time when our parents would say, don't do what I do, you do what I say. That doesn't work anymore. They're watching. They're watching your habits, they're watching your actions, they're watching your attitude, they're watching how you respond in certain situations. When you tell them you better not use no cuss words, but you got a potty mouth and you cuss like a sailor, I do. So when my son is around me, he starts laughing. But I know that whatever we do is impacting those who are coming behind us, right? So I want to encourage you. Your story, your book is not just impacting you. There are other people who will tell you, I can help you with this, I can help you with that. We live this. We live this. We are authors. I became an author, and I realized you don't have to wait until you graduate high school. You don't have to wait until you graduate college. You don't have to wait on those credentials to hit you. At the age of 7, my son took that challenge. At the age of 9, he got the credentials of published author. And not just published author, but he's published internationally. He's published on all major platforms. You can go to walmart.com and pick up a copy of his book. The point is, we are leaving a legacy one way or the other. The question is, are you going to make that decision to be intentional and leave the legacy that you can be proud of and that they can be proud of. Because if you leave a legacy that they can be proud of, guess what happens? They're going to follow in your footsteps, and they're going to carry that torch from one generation to the next, to the next, to the next, because you set the bar and you set the example. So that's all I have, but I really want to encourage you, get out of your own way, because they are watching, they're taking notes, and everything that you do, they're going to follow it one way or the other. Right? So, does anybody, you got anything that you want to share with them? Any last words? You want to give them your favorite quote, your favorite song that you sign every book with? What do you sign every book with? What do you sign every book with? Say it.
Don't Stop Believing.
Don't Stop Believing, which is a song by who? Journey. So if you think we're not cultured over here, this young man has a lot of culture, and because of a song that he loves, he signs every book. Don't Stop Believing. Right? Can you do me a favor and grab my book behind you? All right. Yeah, he's extremely sleepy. As soon as this video is over, he's going to sleep. And then he's going to be up to like 10 in the morning tomorrow. But that's my bub. I love him. Love him to death.
Incorrect about things.
So at this point, as you all know, I am a giver. I love giving. For Father's Day, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I know I normally do I'm still going to give out, and I guess y'all can, I'm not trying to hide my son. Copy of my book. I have three copies of The Business of Books, which is a book that helps you to understand how to get published and also how to generate new streams of income from your book. But it's not what's inside of your book that is going to earn you that cash. So what I want to do is the next three people that comment book have a copy of this book coming, a free copy. You don't have to pay no shipping. You don't have to pay any of that. I just love giving. I love seeing people smile, and I love seeing people grow and go to the next level. Yes, sir, Byron. I know we got that book coming, East of 35, and everybody that was raised east of 35 in Austin knows what that's all about. Okay, Alfredo, I see you. You got a copy of the book coming. I'll get with you in a moment. Ed, you got a copy of the book coming, and I need one more so we can go ahead and get on to the next giveaway. Byron, you already got a copy of the book, and thank you for your purchase of the book. I'll send you a copy of Zayden's book. All right. So here's what I'm going to do every Book Talk Live. We also have a Cash App giveaway. So specifically for fathers, I want to do a $25 Cash App giveaway. Again, you don't have to do anything. The first person that comments cash in the comments that is a father, I got to do it for fathers this week. You got $25 Cash App coming your way. So I'm just waiting on that Cash App. And while we're waiting on that Cash App, remember the legacy that you leave. If you do it intentionally, then it will be one that stands the test of time. Your kids, your grandkids, and those that come behind you will be extremely pleased and proud. So looks like Miss Angela won last week. I gotta do it for fathers this week. So Daryl was the first one to drop the cash in there. I'll be getting with you in a moment for the $25 Cash App. giveaway. And in the words of Zayden from the song by Journey, don't stop believing. Don't stop believing in yourself, and don't stop believing in that thing that was in your heart and has been in your heart. Remember, everybody has a story. It is truly time to write yours. And if you're ready to write yours and learn how to make those streams of income reality, get with me. I got a few things coming in the next few months for you all. And I definitely will be sharing more. But I love you guys. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. You gonna tell the fathers Happy Father's Day?
Happy Father's Day.
Hey, y'all keep being awesome, keep being amazing. I love you guys. See y'all next week.